everyone, welcome back to another episode of Stay at Home Storytime. Today we're going to be reading a book that's all about perspective. Perspective is when you can look at something in more than one way. So for example, if you and your friend are working on a project together, you might be thinking of one idea and your friend might be thinking of another, and you may need to look at it from your friend's perspective, from their mindset, to help you come up with a way of working together. Sometimes when we are looking more on a global scale, we say, okay, maybe this rule would work for you, but does it work for someone else? And you need to look at it from their perspective in order to, again, find something that's going to work for more than one person. Other times, we can look at something that we think is really sad, but maybe if we look at it from a different perspective, we'd see that it made someone else happy. The same thing can be said about art. Some people will look at a work of art and really enjoy it and feel very fulfilled by it. And other people might look at it and not understand it as much. Being able to look at it from different perspectives can give you new meaning. So today's book that we are going to be reading is called Everywhere Wonder. And this book is all about finding a new perspective to look at the world around you in order to find the beauty and the wonder in everything. This book was written by Matthew Swanson and illustrated by Robbi Behr. Remember, if you would like a copy of this book to add to your at-home collection, look at the description below for the link to a local bookstore that you can support during this crisis in order to help them stay afloat. Let's get started. All right. Ooh. There we go. I have a story to share. It's a little gift from me to you. You might not know it, but you have a story too. You'll find it in the things that you stop to notice. The world is full of people and places and things, all of them interesting, all of them beautiful. You never know what you might see or where your mind might take you. So keep your eyes wide open as you go. In Egypt, there are pyramids. In Arizona, there are canyons. In the jungles of Brazil are leaves so plentiful and green that light can barely reach the ground below. In the high hills of Japan are gardens full of wind-torn rocks and clean white sand, but not a single flower. In Kenya, there are hot, dry savannas filled with zebras and blue wildebeest. Oops, sorry, my pages are stuck. There we go. In Alaska, there are cold, wet waters filled with seals and sockeye salmon. So everywhere, there's something a little different. Canyons, hills, wind-torn rocks and sand, beautiful ocean waters. And yet, even though all of these places are different, they're still full of beauty and wonder. In the middle of the Coral Sea, there is a roaring storm that no one will ever hear. On the near side of the moon, there's a quiet footprint that no rains will ever wash away. In Sheboygan, there is a tractor mechanic named Shirley who has 37 friends. On the North Pole, there's a cold and lonesome bear wishing for some company. You may want to go see him, of course, to let him know that he's not alone. But your bike won't get you there and back by bedtime. Still, you noticed him, didn't you? He walked off this page and into your head. Now, he's part of your story. There are other wonders yet to find, not so far from where you are right now. They too are interesting and they too are beautiful. Stop to really look, and you will see them. In the highest part of the tree is an unexpected gift, a blue balloon that must have slipped from someone's fingers. In the deepest part of the pool is sunken treasure, a shiny dime that must have tumbled from someone's pocket. Will you save it or spend it? Or leave it there for someone else to find? In the grocery store are aisles and shelves and stacks of cans. You have to look so carefully to find the one you want. In your bowl of steaming soup is just one noodle that doesn't match the others. Where do you think it came from? On the playground is a sturdy line of bright black ants carrying their supper home. Under the bridge is a gently rolling river, floating a blue glass bottle out to sea. Perhaps it holds a message. What does it say? Who could it be for? In the busy town are sidewalks full of swiftly moving people who somehow never seem to collide. Or right now, our streets might not be so full of people, and that could be part of your story too. In the quiet countryside are miles of open, empty roads that somehow never seem to end. Where did they go? Maybe someday you'll find out. In the hallway is a spotted dog that turns golden as the sun sets through the window. In the bedroom is a doorknob that makes rainbows when the reading lamp clicks on. Now the lamp is off and the moon is up. You close your eyes and you see them again. The things that you noticed today. All of these together are your story. Dream with them a while. When you wake up in the morning, open your eyes and open your window and let your story out into the world. It's a little gift from you to me. Now my story is complete, but yours is just beginning. So in this story, we met a little boy who was writing his story about all of the things that he noticed when he took a different perspective. Even though he couldn't travel to faraway places, he took the perspective of looking at them through the lens of reading books. When he was out and about on the streets of his town, he decided to notice things differently than he had noticed them the day before. When he came across things such as the dime on the bottom of the pool, he took a different perspective to ask himself, I wonder where this came from. I wonder whose story this dime was part of before it became part of mine. So even though we're stuck at home during this time, and we might be stuck at home for a little while until it's safe for the world to kind of go back to some sense of normality, it doesn't mean that you can't find wonder in it. Today, I want you to take a different perspective. What is something you could notice in your house that maybe you'd never noticed before? Could you write a story about it? Where did it come from? Whose hands had touched it before? You never know. Maybe you'll feel a little more connected to people outside of your house after that. Until next time, bye kindergartners.